You guys all have a piece of paper?
Yeah.
All right, Daniel, go ahead.
Oh, listen, Andrew, I've got this friend who's not a Christian. And I was wondering if maybe you can kind of talk to him, kind of see what happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I could, but I think I have a better idea.
What?
Why don't you tell me what's it?
Have you ever felt this way when it comes to sharing your faith with others? A lot of people are afraid of evangelists, a lot of people are afraid of sharing their faith. And today I would like to tell you a couple of the ways what evangelism means and how you can share the gospel, share your faith without any fear. First of all, let's see what evangelism means. Evangelism means simply to proclaim the gospel. It's not about bringing people to church, it's not about people repenting, it's just proclaiming the gospel, proclaiming the good news. So sometimes we think it's like you have to make some people repent or make them come to church. It's just share the good news. You know, when you have some good news, you just run to your friend and you share it with them. However, that's not enough to know the definition of evangelism. It's very important to start doing something. And the first thing we should do when we want to evangelize is a prayer. You know, Jesus Christ, when he was on this earth, he was the Son of God, but he understood the importance of prayer and he prayed to God a lot. You know, same thing with us. We need to pray before we go out. So God will give us wisdom to whom to talk, where to talk, how to talk. So just God will give us wisdom how to evangelize. But praying is not enough. We need to be excited about evangelism. You know, if our favorite sports team win Super Bowl, win some game, you know, we are so excited about it. We run into La Toscana Ristorante on campus. We are so excited. We're like, yeah, 49ers or whatever you guys fan of. You know, we are very excited about it. The same thing we should be excited about the gospel. You know, we've been saved. We're going to spend eternity with Jesus. That's the good news. We should be excited about it. And fourthly, you know, we need to not make it too complicated when we share the gospel. You know, don't use the King James Version of the Bible language to preach the gospel. Don't say, thou shalt repent now. You know, just be simple. Share it out of your heart. And today I'll show you one way you can share the gospel with others with a piece of paper. So grab your piece of paper. I'll be telling you a story and you just do what I do. And that's basically a very simple way to share the gospel with anyone. So there was a man who looked for the happiness. He wanted to be happy in life. So he decided to build himself a house. So please hold it like this. Let's make a little house over here. So he built a house, but he wasn't happy, you know, with that house. You know, he got a job. The house wasn't that big, you know. So he decided to build a bigger house, you know. So let's fold it this way. Seems smaller, but it's cooler, you know. So he maybe built a pool by it, you know, built a nice garden, you know. But however, he didn't find happiness in that either. So he decided he will take a vacation and fly to Hawaii. So pull it this way. Like this. So, flew into Hawaii, you know, he spent all the money, then he had to come back, you know, without no money. And then he decided just to live a normal life without any happiness. So he decided, you know, to work and spend some time of his life just to work and earning money. So let's rip one side of this little plane. So he basically worked and earned money. Another thing, he decided to get married and have some kids, you know. He also, that's another part of his life, you know, he gave to the charity sometimes, he went to the church, you know, just doing something. And eventually, that person died and came to heaven and came to God and said, God, let me into your heaven. And God said, why should I do it? And he basically showed these two things that he did in life. And he said, God, that's why you should let me into your heaven, because I did this thing. I had a job, you know, I earned some money, I had a family, I went to church sometimes, and I get to the charity, but God said, you know, that's not enough. You're not going to get to heaven for that. Just because you were good That's where you will get. Basically, it says hell. You know, you cannot get it. And that person asked God, but how can I get to heaven? What did I miss? And he said, you missed this. I sent my son Jesus Christ to die for you on the cross. You know, that's a very simple way that you can share the gospel with a kid or with an adult. We just need to have a simple way to preach the gospel. So guys, just be simple about your gospel. You know what? Just remember that evangelism is a proclamation of the gospel. We need to pray. We need to be excited about the gospel and do not make it too complicated. So Jesus Christ, before he went to heaven, he said, go into the whole world and preach the gospel, preach the good news. So guys, go evangelize people and don't be afraid of it.